Hi folks, today we're speaking about how to write a good speech, but we're focusing on the conventions and the features that we will analyze further on in our section B. So here is our mental picture, so to say. It looks like a well-rounded Unit 1 Section B task, but we don't care. We just think in these terms for our Unit 3 Section A task. So we're writing a speech and neither do we have any source material for the moment. So we're focusing only on the genre and the features. 16-year-olds, students in some place. We're promoting our school or college to them, and the occasion is our visit to some institution. Probably it's a conference or an open day or something like that. Obviously we give more details here to the audience and the purpose and the context and everything, but it's not the purpose of this video for the moment. So we're focusing on the speech and features. Here's the text, please. You may want to pause the video to run through it. So this is my preparation work. We're going to highlight some of the features that are typical when we write some speech. Of course, there are different types of speeches given at the UN, given at some school, because there is some gathering. A presentation is also mainly a speech, and so on and so forth. So, speaking of conventions, of course, there are routines at the beginning and at the end, usually related to the politeness principle and direct self-presentation. Here, there is no self-presentation, by the way, but it can be added. The good afternoon everyone is also pretty general. It can be more specific. Good afternoon, dear guests, my fellow classmates, and everybody who is interested in this celebration, or something like that would be more direct. But still, the first paragraph, the opening paragraph, is about usually sustaining the formality and polite tone, as it is here. It's not, usually it is, but it really depends on the context too. There is always this remark. Here it is very suitable. So the speaker is polite and formal. The formality is established with the help of these phrases and words. Of course, politeness first, then to be delighted, look forward to, celebrating, then success, with the implication that you're gonna like our school, you're gonna join us, people. So the greeting can be more particular, as I've said, politeness mentioned, and there is a semantic field of this gathering being a real celebration. It's pretty typical, by the way, for formal speeches for many occasions. So paragraph 2, we start speaking about our school, which is Town Green, and there are several features that I've highlighted here. First and foremost, it is a happy buzz. I've got a feeling that it must be appealing to 16-year-old students, so which may be placed in the category of the use of socialect, and also be an identity feature of the speaker, probably. Another thing is effective repetition for students, to imply that students, no, not imply, but prove, because the speaker says it directly here in the middle. Students are definitely happy here. Interesting enough, no source of gathering information, by the way. And the repetition is as follows. It's a syntactic repetition. So the similar beginning of each sentence, they enjoy their studies. They enjoy their enrichment activities. They enjoy being a part of this school community. By the way, they enjoy means that the speaker is not really a student. probably. Well, it's not implied here because they students. But the use of this repetition is pretty effective to describe that students, well, are likely to be happy. Paragraph 3 speaks about the school and the proof that this school is worthy. Again, a high degree of formality. We've got words like provider and specialize, speaking of what the school does and achieves. However, there is a good use of some rhetorical devices, such as we've got a rhetorical question, which is, if you can't bring it out and show it off on occasions like this, when can you? Meaning, isn't it the best day to promote our school, to let you to join us? Just pretty effective. Another thing in green is the use of superlative degree of adjectives, the highest performing A-level provider. So, and as simple as that, I would also add it to the list of informal lexes to appeal to that target audience of 16-year-old students. As simple as that. The fourth, last but not least paragraph, it's not a full-fledged speech, by the way. I've made it complete by adding the last line to show the conventions, but probably there can be more, spoken of the school. So now the speaker presents what the people do in the school to achieve this high degree of professionalism. So the people, and we use adjectives and nouns to present these people and highlight their professionalism. So they're specialists, well-qualified experts, enthusiastic teachers. And at the end of the paragraph, we've got they, meaning these people, understand, will listen, support. So not only are they qualified, but they're also very kind and supportive, which in my take is a good implication, speaking to the audience between the lines, saying that, well, you'll be happy at this school too. Mind it, right? And then the ending is thank you for your attention and have a great day, which is also typical for a formal tone in a speech. Now moving on to the list. It's not, once again, an exhaustive list, and it does include the features we've highlighted right now, and also I've added some of them that may be introduced as well. Let's take a quick look. So we've got opening and closing routines, good afternoon, goodbye. Clear direct address to the audience, hi everyone or dear established guests. Politeness, it's not a must but usually. Rhetorical question and use, probably we need more. List of 3, syntactic repetition, again probably need more but it depends. We've got examples. Structure aligning with the main function. We've introduced the school, we've spoken about what it has achieved, we've introduced the personnel, and we've also we've spoken about what they are doing and what they are, what qualities and actions they do. Also, use of different parts of speech, adjectives and nouns to present those people, implication and shared knowledge to appeal to the audience once again, saying that you're gonna like the school, come and join us, because actually this is the primary purpose of our speech here. Additionally, I would say there are several things that we may want to use in a speech, such as they're specifically related to the use of source material, by the way, and we need to use more than 50% of the source material in our response to Unit 3, Section A. So we may also add presentation techniques such as clips and slides. We then need to introduce stage directions in our speech, which may be something like, I'd like to play you a short clip, or let's take a look at slide 1. Another one is a reference, which is giving a voice to somebody who was mentioned in the source material. Probably we may want several people. How can we do that? Introducing that we've interviewed them, we've spoken to them, we've received a message or whatever the source of that is, but we need to do that. Examiners like it. And also effective stylistic devices such as metaphors and similes, especially the ones that we can run throughout the whole text, like it is one of the core ideas to compare some social problem to a disease or illness. I hope this one's been useful, and that's all, folks. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next one.